Hello, you're watching VNA News and now headlines.
President Jang Dong Saeng meets newly accredited ambassadors. Vietnam celebrates 70th anniversary of the diplomatic sector. Vietnam News Agency and Yonhap sign cooperation deal.
Newly accredited ambassadors from Chile, Turkey, Denmark, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and Sri Lanka presented their credentials to President Jang Dong Saeng in Hanoi on August 20th. Receiving Chilean Ambassador Claudio Andres de Negri Quintana, President Saeng said he delighted at the strong developments in the relationship, especially since the two countries signed a free trade agreement in 2013. The deal has created a foundation for the two sides to push bilateral trade turnover up by 60% to around $1 billion. The Chilean ambassador said, apart from enhancing economic and trade ties, the two countries should increase cooperation in culture and tourism. At a meeting with Turkish Ambassador Akif Yahan, President Saeng said trade value rose from $1.5 to $3 billion in recent years. He noted Vietnam stands ready to negotiate a bilateral trade agreement with Turkey to raise the figure to between $5 and $10 billion. The Turkish ambassador said he hopes Vietnam will continue supporting Turkey to become an ASEAN partner and that two countries will soon commence negotiations on a free trade agreement to enhance their trade ties. Welcoming Danish Ambassador Charlotte Lawson, the President said Denmark's official development assistance has been effective in the Southeast Asian country. The ambassador stressed Denmark's advantages in agriculture, energy, climate change, and education, which she said are expected to boost cooperation between two countries. In another meeting with Ambassador Mi Gong Gin, President Saeng affirmed Vietnam's special attention to relations with traditional friends, including the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Myung-in said his country is continuously promoting the traditional friendship in all areas with Vietnam. While receiving Sri Lanka Ambassador Sirania Hasati Urudodawat Disanayak, the state leader voiced his hope that the two countries would step high-level meetings and cooperation between their ministries, branches, and businesses. The guest said the reopening of embassies in the respective countries has lifted the two countries' relations to a new height. A training course on the front work for officials of the Lao Front for National Construction opened in Hanoi on August 20th. President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Nguyễn Thiện Nhân attended the opening ceremony.
The course indicates the joint efforts of the two fronts in fostering the traditional solidarity and friendship between Vietnam and Laos. Trainees are newly appointed Lao officials from grassroots to central levels. Through the short-term course, they will acquire both theory and practical experience, thus contributing to the development of relations between the two fronts in particular and the two countries in general. Right after the ceremony, President Nguyễn Thiện Nhân talked about Vietnam's socio-economic achievements after 30 years of renewal and its long-term prospects in the 2016-2030 period. During the course, the trainees will have fighting tours to Hanoi and the central Nghệ An province.
A seminar highlighting the achievements made by the Vietnamese diplomatic sector of the past 70 years and its future orientations took place in Hanoi on August 20th.
Addressing the event, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh said Vietnam will exert great efforts to deepen its external relations and further develop relations with key partners and traditional friends. He added that in the field of multilateral diplomacy, Vietnam continues to play its roles as a proactive and responsible ASEAN member and to actively participate in other multilateral mechanisms, first and foremost the United Nations. With the support of international friends, Vietnam has quickly expanded its external relations. So far, Vietnam has enjoyed diplomatic relations with 185 countries while developing its economic ties with more than 220 countries and territories. present at the conference were ambassadors and representatives of international organizations in Hanoi. Chinese Ambassador Hong Xiaoyong highlighted that during Vietnam's struggle for national independence and the course of its reform, the Vietnamese diplomatic sector has always been promoting its important role in national construction and maintenance of regional peace, stability, and development.
Deputy Prime Minister Vũ Văn Ninh urged the agricultural sector to mobilize domestic and international resources to boost the industrialization and modernization of the agricultural and rural economic sectors.
During a workshop on August 20th in Hanoi, Deputy Prime Minister Ninh urged the sector to review its existing development blueprints while designing specific plans for developing key and highly competitive products as well as large-scale and concentrated agricultural production areas. Participants at the workshop stressed the need for the modernization and industrialization of the agricultural sector, saying it will be the shortest way to boost production, enhance productivity, and improve living conditions for rural residents. Reports heard at the workshop revealed that the agro, fishery, and forestry sector saw a year-on-year GDP growth of 3.7% from 1986 to 2013. It also earned more than $30 billion from exports in 2014.
The Vietnam News Agency and the Yonhap News Agency of the Republic of Korea have signed a memorandum of understanding for the exchange of national promotion articles. The document was signed by Deputy General Director of the Vietnam News Agency Lê Duy Chuyên and Yonhap President Park Nong Hoang in Seoul on August 19th.
Under the agreement, the two sides will produce and exchange English articles featuring their own country's developments for publishing in both English and the other country's language. The document, together with the previously signed agreement on professional cooperation, serves as a legal foundation for the two news agencies to promote their cooperation. At their talks held after the signing ceremony, both host and guest affirmed that information sharing has benefited both sides over the past time, contributing to the Vietnam Republic of Korea Strategic Cooperative Partnership. They promised to keep the cooperation going, especially in sharing information about the Korean community in Vietnam and the Vietnamese community in the Republic of Korea. Yonhap President Park Nong Hoang said his news agency considers Vietnam an important area and plans to assign one more resident reporter to the country. For his part, Deputy General Director Lê Duy Chuyên said the Vietnam News Agency wants to learn about Yonhap's experience in developing new media forms during the present era of digitalization.
Vietnam's move to widen the trading band of Vietnam dong per US dollars from ±2% to ±3% is a timely measure. The comment was given by the World Bank's country director Victory Qua Qua in a recent interview granted to Vietnam News Agency.
According to the official, as Vietnam is integrating into the world economy, it is necessary for the country to build macroeconomic resilience, continue to stabilize the macroeconomy and foreign exchange reserve. The widening of the Vietnam dong US dollar trading band is a short-term but timely measure.
Overall, it's evidence of greater flexibility in managing the exchange rate and therefore allowing more market forces, the widening of the band, market forces to have a role in determining the exchange rate. It's also contributing to the stability in the financial markets here.
She further said that Vietnam's exchange rate management policy from the beginning of the year was related to the adjustment of the exchange rate. She also suggested some measures the country should take in the coming time to ensure the macroeconomic stability.
The State Bank needs to make sure that it's able to monitor what's happening in terms of the stability, what's happening in terms of confidence, and take all that into account as it moves forward. It also has to monitor additional shocks that might be coming, from the yuan or from other places, and see what needs to be done. So it's a time to be alert and to put in place systems to monitor and then to respond proactively as they appear to be doing now, and in a way that enables market forces to drive exchange rate management more and more over time.
The central bank widened the trading band of Vietnam Dong US dollar from plus minus 2% to plus minus 3% on August 19. Earlier, on August 12, to respond to the Chinese yuan's strongest devaluation in 2 decades, the central bank already raised the trading band of Vietnam Dong US dollar from plus minus 1% to plus minus 2%. A workshop took place in Hang Vun province recently to seek ways to improve the competitiveness of businesses operating in the Midland and mountainous regions. Business representatives made proposals on how to promote regional connectivity, improve the investment environment, and provincial competitiveness index. A report by the Vietnam Chamber of Commerce and Industry indicates that 46% of domestic private businesses and 50% of foreign invested businesses in Vietnam plan to expand their operations in the time to come, the highest rate since 2012. The result is attributed to the country's effective implementation of administrative procedure reform. Participants emphasized the importance of speeding up institutional reform and improving the business climate to increase the competitiveness of enterprises, as competition is growing fiercer with the signing of more free trade agreements. An adventurous tour to explore Va and Nước Nứt caves within Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng National Park in the central province of Quảng Bình has been launched. The new tour is expected to give tourists more chances to discover the UNESCO-recognized World Heritage Site. The tour is operated by Australia's company from February until August every year, serving only 700 to 800 tourists annually. It is customarily a 2-day and 1-night journey, which includes a 10-kilometer jungle trek. Discovered by local residents a long time ago, Va and Nước Nứt caves were thoroughly studied and announced by the British Caving Association in 2000. Va and Nước Nứt caves expeditions offer tourists the full experience of both dry and wet caves, with fabulous stalactites and stalagmites, as well as unique and extraordinary stalactite lakes, the formation of which remains a mystery.
Our aim over the years is try to promote tourism in the area, try to get more tourists, and we're trying to create jobs for all the local people. And this tour, such as Hang Vun and Nước Nứt, is quite a difficult tour. It's not easy, the paths are difficult, the caves are a little bit more difficult, and we class it as an expedition tour, which is quite exciting. It's not for everybody because it's too difficult for some people.
I think a great chance to be one of the first people going to Hang Vun as tourists. And what I've seen in these both caves is really amazing. It's really beautiful. I do a bit of caving already, and I haven't seen so many nice caves as these two. Especially Hang Vun, I think, is really beautiful. It's mind-blowing. The formations, are really, really nice.
Earlier this month, the Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng Tourism Center also launched a program to explore Dark Cave as part of the Quảng Bình Cave Festival 2015, themed Quảng Bình Kingdom of Caves. Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng is famous for its spectacular cave system. Located in Bố Trạch district, the 123-hectare park is home to nearly 2,934 species of fauna and flora. The biggest cave in the world, Sơn Dòng, is hidden in the park. Since the cave was discovered in 2009 by a group of scientists from the British Cave Research Association, it has become an international sensation and drawn tourists from all over the world. The province received around 2.8 million tourists last year, including 43,000 foreigners, a 129% increase compared to the previous year. It expects to welcome 3.3 million guests this year. And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.